Hey everyone out there, I'm here with Keira and I'm interviewing her. She's an amazing lady that is from over in America and I'm here in Australia. She is going to talk to us a little bit about herself and what she is actually doing. I'll give you a little bit what I know about her. She's found herself challenging all of her creative energy into a business that has never got her ahead. And now she has actually found something to giving herself more time where she's actually started writing a novel and empowering a lot of healers out there with also her visualizing herself with health and lifestyle and creating a massive impact and really calm and true freedom for herself. So, how you going there, Kara? I have a few questions for you, and then on what you're actually doing. So, my first question is, what were you doing before you started this business, and could you, before that, give us a little bit about yourself, your backstory?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on this interview, Mel. It's such a pleasure to be here. And yeah, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life because I was a mom at 20 and I was a mom of three at 23. And so I knew I wasn't going back into the workforce. So I haven't worked for someone else since I was 18. I had to figure out a way that I could work from home so that I could be with my kids. I didn't want to work for someone else and then pay someone else to raise my kids. So my first business was a sewing business. I used to make backpacks and purses and go around to stores to wholesale or go around to festivals and sell in a booth. And then I became a yoga teacher and a massage therapist and a qigong teacher, and I used to teach live classes and take my massage table around. And then I ran two brick and mortar businesses where I was offering my services and also offering a space for other practitioners to bring their services. And all of these businesses had one thing in common, that I had to put in all of my energy to make them happen. And of course, I would hire other people into my business, but then I found when I was doing my brick and mortar business, my employee said to me, "Oh, you should give me a percentage of your business." And I said, "Well, you have a much more stable income than I do, just getting paid an hourly wage." And so then I brought my business into the online space in 2018, and I started offering coaching and healing services online. And I really thought that was the ticket. I thought I'd found the golden ticket in that. And I was successful at it. I sold my packages and my services, and I had my first $26,000 month. And then I realized how much further I had to go to have freedom. And I realized that I might not actually have the freedom that I craved through this business, because in order to get to the next level, I was again looking at hiring a team and paying them to run my systems behind the scenes for me. And so I hit a wall. The stress level in my business had me just breaking out in painful, itchy eczema. And I knew that my health was at stake, and my health is your true wealth. And I wasn't about to sacrifice my health in order to make money. And I knew that I needed a solution for my health, and I knew that I needed a better way to run my business. And I realized I just turned 50 this year, and I realized that even with all of my accomplishments and successes in life, I was going to feel like a failure if I didn't write my novel. And so I was praying for a better way where I could really focus on my health and well-being and create a sustainable financial reality for myself. And that's when I came across an amazing young woman who was sharing how she was in an industry making more female millionaires than any other. And I was like, go girl, you got this. And then she invited me to come watch a masterclass. And I saw this amazing model where I am promoting true health and doing it through sharing my passions and creating my personal brand. And I was just immediately all in. I could see this vision of how I can really support my own health and well-being by tapping into the systems that are already laid there for me, and the product that has transformed my home into a toxin-free sanctuary. My skin is clear, and I feel like I'm actually aging backwards by utilizing these products, and I'm creating a legacy for my future. And that's really when I got all in, realizing that I can actually build a business here that will continue to pay me when I'm not working, when I'm traveling and writing, and will pay me something that I can leave to my children. As an entrepreneur, thinking of how do I build up for retirement was always on my mind, wanting to be able to leave something to my children, wanting to be able to make sure that my mom is taken care of as she's going into her golden years. And I really feel like I have just planted my flag here because I really see this is the only way that I will have all of these things, and it's all here in one place. I think I
Yeah.
went a little bit farther than your question.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's so true though, isn't it? So that's why I'm in this business as well, because I've noticed the difference in just ourselves in our family as well. Like for my son was really sick, and that's why I actually even looked into this business, but it's given me so much more as well. So one of the second question was, which I think you pretty well already had said some about it, is why did you get started with this actual business model, which is, it's an amazing platform, isn't it, where everything's there for you to use. You don't have to wear all the hats; it's all in there for you. So, yeah, is why that you chose that business model? Is that right?
Yeah, I think I heard the word automation, and that's what piqued my interest. And then I had a full body yes to I need this system in my home for my health, like you said about your son. That was like the clincher for me. So when I realized I could have both. And then plus when I went in to check out this platform that we have, and as I mentioned, I built an online coaching and healing business, and I had already invested tens of thousands of dollars in business trainings. And so I could really see that what we have here is at that high level of a $10,000 program, and we're not paying anything close to that for the services that we're getting here. And our investment is really in our health. And then we have this support to build the most epic business that I don't. And so, yes, not having to wear all the hats was huge to me. Being able to have somebody else do sales calls for me. Are you kidding? I'm like, okay, I finally learned how to do this thing, but I would still, every time I had to do a sales call for my coaching business, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this. And, and so just feeling like this huge weight was lifted off my shoulders is why I was just like so all in immediately. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Everything that I'm looking for, check, check, check. All the boxes were checked off.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed too, because we're in a traditional business where I've got to wear all the hats here, so I've got to do all the sales calls as well. But yeah, in this business model, you don't have to, so that's just like it's a relief off your shoulders, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So my next question was, what have you what have you what have you seen so far in the journey, and how has it changed your life? Which I think you
Mm,
have said a little bit about that as well, but it's
yeah.
changed for us. It's changed hugely too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so much has changed because right off the bat, immediately the health benefits, right? Having, like I said, it was debilitating to have that eczema. And, you know, we can't make any health claims. And yet, our bodies are designed to heal themselves. And when we are properly hydrated and properly digesting foods and our bodies are in balance, they naturally heal. And so I've definitely had dramatic, both myself and my son, who I live with, have had dramatic shifts in our health through bringing this technology into our homes or our home. It's one home, two people. And then the like I said, this platform has so much to offer. And so, right off the bat, getting into the mindset trainings and really changing my relationship with money. And there's always more work to do. I'm still working on that next level of how do I get into the most balanced relationship with money, because I noticed that I tend to be really passionate about really clear communication in my relations with other humans. And then with my money, I'm like, oh, I don't want to think about that. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Can we just like put that off until later? Like whether I'm making money or I'm not making money, like there's always been this thing of not wanting to deal with the money. And so that's huge for me that I've had the support to really shift that in myself. Um, and then just being in this space where I don't have to make a bunch of sales to make my monthly goals. So I was able to come in and make one sale that took care of that month. And to be able to rest into something is just so nourishing to the nervous system. I feel like it's really completely changed me, and it's allowed me, I think the biggest thing is it's actually allowed me to put more energy into mentoring my sons as they're growing into their adulthood. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm writing my novel every day. That's like the biggest thing for me, that I'm actually doing it. And there's no more excuses. I'm not willing to make excuses for myself anymore. I've completely changed in so many ways in the way that I step up into my role as a business owner. And instead of like always feeling like I'm just juggling the things, I feel like I'm centered and on track, and I know exactly what the next steps are. I'm not dealing with that overwhelm from trying to decide what's the best way to do it all the time, because I have that mentorship and support.
yeah, it's amazing. That's how I feel as well. It's that what I've achieved in myself, the developing in my growth, just in my personality. It's been amazing. So you not only get in the business side, but it also helps within yourself as well, because you've got such a great community that's there as well to back you. Going with that, my next question is, what is your vision for the next 2 to 5 years? Have you actually thought ahead where you want to be?
I love that question. Yes. I have a lot of like big dreams. I'm an ocean girl, and so I want to live by the ocean. So one of my big dreams is to have multiple oceanside homes in different locations. I want to be on permanent writing and traveling retreat, and that's what I'm creating for myself here. And then my bigger vision is to help 100 families to bring this health and well-being and uncapped income legacy wealth into their lives so that we can, as a greater worldwide community, change the world. Because I really believe that wealth belongs in the hands of regular people, and that's how we really make a difference. It's not so much, and there's benefit to giving to charities, and I really want healing services to be available to everyone. I think no one should be unable to have natural health and well-being in their lives. And so by helping people to establish their sovereignty and their legacy wealth and live their dreams, then we're just spreading more of that to the world, and changing lives one life at a time. But then the greater vision is that the entire world is changed to where we're no longer beholden to governmental forces or corporate forces to tell us how we should live our lives and take care of our own personal health and well-being.
Yeah, that's so true. Everyone's looking elsewhere now, aren't they? Like especially with well-being, everyone's thinking of their health a lot more than what we ever used to be.
Yeah.
And my final question is, what advice would you give to anyone sitting on the fence with starting an online business like we have?
That is such a good question, Mel. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, so I would say that you never know until you know, right? And if you're sitting on the fence, then you'll never know. You'll just be sitting there wondering, "Oh, what if I had done that thing?" And when you actually take that leap of faith, then there's always what I've found in my life and with my friends and clients and loved ones and our community here of collaborators. When you take that leap of faith and you actually invest your time and money in yourself and your dreams, then the resources always show up to support you. And sometimes those resources are in the form of financial compensation. Sometimes they're in the form of mentorship and support. And sometimes we just think that we don't have everything we need and we need to get all the pieces in place. But I've found when you take that first step, then the next one shows up and the next one. So if you are even just curious, then I really invite you to request the masterclass that will give you all the details. Come into our platform and explore it. Everything is set up here for you to do your due diligence. So if it's not for you, then you'll know. And if it is for you, then you'll already have taken the first steps to building your legacy wealth and creating your true freedom lifestyle.
Exactly. Okay, thank you, Keira. That is awesome. Like, it was lovely to speak to you. And exactly what Keira said out there, guys. If you want to reach out, put a comment into the comments and put freedom, and we'll get back to you if you want to actually look at a masterclass into our platform, and we can answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much, Mel, and
Thank
thank you
you.
everyone who watched today, and I look forward to seeing who's the next person to come and join our community. What a pleasure to be part of this interview with you today.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.